I am Rachel Ramos, founder of Team Drive Dynasty, and I am here today to talk a little bit about how to onboard new coaches. This is kind of a little scary topic if you are a new coach, a newer coach, and you're trying to build your team right off the bat, or even if you've been a coach for a little while but you're struggling with getting your new coaches started right. It's really important to give a new coach a strong start, and having a system in place is super helpful. So I'm going to share with you guys today my system for helping new coaches get started right on my team, and maybe it's helpful for you. I hope so, for sure. Or if maybe you're someone who's considering joining and you're like, how would I even start? This might give you a little insight to how that kind of works, certainly on our team. So, first, when I'm talking to someone who's interested in coaching and they decide they want to go for it, super excited for them, and I want them to feel, to let them know how excited I am and to kind of ease them into it, because at the beginning of coaching, as if you have coached, you know that there's a lot to learn at the beginning. It's bit of a steep learning curve, but then it doesn't take too long to kind of get the basics, and then everything's cool. So I start out always, there are basically 5 steps in my little system. I have it broken down for my team into some smaller steps, but these are the basics of them, and this is essentially all that needs to happen to get them going strong. Okay, so the first one is that I send them a welcome email. Basically, it has information to just kind of, welcome them to the team and thank them for choosing us, and to kind of let them know a little bit more about what to expect with our team. We have meetings on Mondays, team meetings and team calls, things that we do with our challenge group, that sort of thing, and then to just kind of give them an idea of the next steps, so they'll know what to expect, because oftentimes when you're new and you're starting, you're like, what do I do now? What do I do now? So this kind of gives them exactly what to do next. So here's how it kind of works. I have 3 main next steps that I include in my welcome email. The first is for them to watch the Team Beachbody welcome video. As soon as someone joins as a coach, they're going to get an email from Beachbody. This is part of what's called the First 30. So my system works with the First 30 system. If you've ever heard of the First 30, I'm talking about. If you haven't, then I encourage you to go to the FAQ in Beachbody and read about it, because it's awesome. It's really great. You can download all the materials for it, and it's super helpful. And I use those, and this system works with that. So I send them, and the first step is for them to watch this video if they haven't already. And I include the link, even though they will get an email with the link in it, but just in case they've lost it or they didn't read it, maybe they signed up as a discount coach and they didn't watch it at first, and now they don't know where it is, whatever. So I send them the link to that video, and I ask them to watch it. Then I will send them I will ask them to complete a personality test. This is kind of something that I've started doing, and it's just to kind of get a better idea of how the coaches communicate, because I want to best be able to help them be successful, and people communicate differently, and I'm like a blue all around. I like a lover, and I'm not, I like competition. I have a little bit of red in me. I like a little bit of competition too, and I like to be pushed, and I like that a little bit of tough love, but I really like words of affirmation and things like that. So I need to know that about my coaches so I can help them succeed the best. So I ask them to complete a little personality assessment and to send me the results of that. It's pretty short, so everything, I try to keep this whole thing pretty short because I don't want to overwhelm them in the first steps. But I also let them know that I warn them that it'll be a lot at first, and it will calm down as they go. And I also ask them to complete the First 30 documents. So there's in the First 30 system, there's like this little document. It's called the action plan. It's really neat, and it kind of outlines, it gives them the basic information they need to know: their coach ID number, their upline coaches' names, when to watch the national wake-up call, all these little details that are in that document. And it also has a spot for them to put their goals, their why, all that kind of stuff, which is really important for them to know and to go through. So I attach those documents to the email. They also will get them from that welcome email from Beachbody, but I make sure that I send them a copy myself as well, and I ask them to fill that out. And then for number 3, I tell them that I want to schedule a getting started right call with them. This is super important. This is like a huge important thing to make sure you get done with your new coaches, because you want to be able to touch base with them and find out their goals and different things like that. So I make sure that in these 3 steps that I have, that the third one is to schedule a getting started right call with me within the first few days. Okay, so I want to get that call scheduled super fast. And then once I send that email, I wait for them to reply. I want to get their personality assessment back. I want to get their getting started right call scheduled, right? So I wait for them to reply, and this also gives them like an action. They feel like they're doing something. It gives you a chance to know that they're really in it and that they are going to reply, and you've given them an action and they're going to do it. That's helpful in knowing where they're going to be going with their business. It's a clue right off the bat that's important. Once you've got that getting started right scheduled, the next step in my system, number 2, is to hold the getting started right call. Now, the getting started right call for if you're a new coach, just building a team can be a little bit scary and a little nerve-wracking, but don't worry, it's fun. It's just a chance to kind of chat and get to know your coach a little bit better. So don't get worried that you have to be like an amazing leader or something in this call. Like, it's not that. It's just a chance to connect. So in the getting started right call, I go over a few main things. One of them is I ask them their goals. Like, what is their goal with this business? What do they want to get out of it? And what kind of coach they want to be? I want to know that do they want to be a hobby coach, a discount coach, or a business building coach? Okay, so I ask them those types of things and find out what they want, because that is where I'm going to let them know that I will meet them where they are. If they want to run with this, I'll run with them. But if they want to walk, I'll walk. So I don't want to push them harder than they want to be pushed. And this is your chance to kind of find out what that is. I also ask them what their why is. And I let them know to dig deep for that, not to give the surface answer of I want to help people. We all want to help people. That's amazing. That's why we're here, but we have to have a deeper why than that, like a more personal reason to be wanting to build your own business. And this is like, because any kind of entrepreneurship is challenging, and you have to have a deep reason for wanting to do that. So we kind of talk about that here. And even if they don't already know it, that's okay. You can kind of talk about it and let them know they should be digging deep and thinking that through. And then we kind of go over the coach action plan document and hit on anything that they may have questions on, that they should have already filled this out when you send it to them in email, and you can kind of go through it and find out if they want to go, if they're business building, they want to go for Success Club, is that their goal for the first month, and then you can help them get there. So this is where you kind of talk about that. And then the last thing I talk about in the Getting Started Right call is I let them know some information about our training and how to start it, and when our next challenge group is going to be, so they can start inviting to that, and let them know they can be an apprentice in that challenge group. All of my new coaches start out as apprenticing in their challenge group, in their first challenge group as a coach. So training for us is, and so the next step, number 3, is to get them into a training. Training for our team is a video self-paced training, but it looks different. I used to do Facebook groups where I had like a template and I would, 15 days of training, or there's also some really great training resources in the Coach Online Office you can use. You don't have to make up your own. If you don't have one, don't get freaked out. Just go to the Coach Online Office. There's a great one you can use and create your own group for your new coaches and to train them. It's super easy, already there. You just copy and paste it. So awesome resources in there if you don't already have a training for them. But the training should teach them the basics of coaching and what a challenge group is all about if they don't already know, and how to invite people and stuff like that. So that's kind of the basics in our training. Then number 4 is I post a big welcome post on social media. Usually Facebook and Instagram are my main things, but wherever social media that you are in, that's where you should do it. But I do a big welcome with a nice picture, and I would just kind of love on them and like welcome them to the team and to this crazy new fun adventure, and just to announce them and how excited I am that they are part of our team. And also I tag them in it so that their friends will see it, and I tell them that if they want, they can reshare it and make sure that everyone sees it, and that's a way to kind of announce the opening of their business, which is really exciting, and it can start conversations, and it can be just that like first step in. And the last thing, number 5, is I plug them into our community. We have a team Facebook page, and I have all my coaches in there, my discount coaches, my regular coaches, all my coaches in there, and that's where we, share resources and questions and celebrations, and cheer each other on and help each other, and it's just a fun little family. So I make sure that I plug them into that group and welcome them there, and also, that's pretty much the 5 main steps, but be sure that after you do that, you check in with them and you make sure you're monitoring their progress with their training and how they're doing, and answer their questions. And new coaches will message you lots of questions and things like that, and that's great. You help them along as you go. But those are my 5 main steps for my system for onboarding new coaches. I hope that's helpful.